Welcome to the National Science and Math Quiz. Today we bring you the first of our semi-finals between St. Augustine's College, Cape Coast and Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon. On my left is St. Augustine's College, represented by...
Amonu Frederick, third year. Ablope Kwame Reynolds, third year.
Blanks and Daniel, third year.
You are welcome, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you've gone through a long journey with us. Several contests already. Which of them has been most memorable for you?
The last bat one.
Yes, against?
Against Accra Academy.
It was tough, huh?
Yes, madam.
All the best. I hope today is not so difficult. On my right is Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, represented by...
Prosper Jijenyo, Form 3. Asala Jeffrey, Form 3.
Edupoku Frank, Form 3.
You are also welcome, gentlemen. Same question to you. You have seen several contests. Which of them was the toughest challenge?
The quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals,
Yes,
between
please.
you and
Kita.
Keita.
Yes, please.
You were afraid.
Very, madam.
Very afraid. Okay, I hope today you are not so fearful.
Not at all.
All right. Okay. So, our semi-final contest. As always, the contest is coming to you in 5 rounds. And we are going to begin with the first and simplest, a round for fundamental concepts. The questions in this round are very simple. Please listen to the question and answer the question that is posed to you, not the question you are thinking of. If you answer correctly, 3 points. If your answer is incorrect, it's passed on for a bonus point. If the question involves calculations, you have 30 seconds in which to answer. If there are no calculations, you have 15 seconds in which to do so. Good luck. Let's begin with you, Presbyterian boys. Please answer this question in 1 attempt. Which of the following scientists is credited with the discovery of X-rays? Options: A. Henri Becquerel, B. Marie Curie, C. Albert Einstein, or D. Wilhelm Röntgen? Yes, Frank.
William Röntgen.
Yes. St. Augustine's, your question to be answered in 1 attempt. With which of the following scientists would you associate heat and thermodynamics? Your options: A. Christian Huygens, B. Sadi Carnot, C. Regiomontanus, or D. Ernest Rutherford? Yes, Blankson.
Sadi Carnot.
Yes. Okay, next pair of questions to be answered in 1 attempt. Which organism is often referred to as slipper animalcule? Yes, Frank.
The paramecium.
That's right. St. Augustine's, in 1 attempt. What is the function of the neuronemes of a paramecium? Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, it coordinates the beating of the cilia for movement.
Yes. The next pair of questions are also to be answered in 1 attempt. Explain the origin of the name chromatography. Asala.
It comes from the word chroma and graphy, which means color writing.
I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, it comes from a Greek origin, which the chroma stands for color. And the color is used to distinguish the various components of the mixture.
No, I won't give you a bonus either. It originates from the early separation of colored substances, normally dyes. So you had dyes and you wanted to separate them based on color, then you would do colorography, right? Chromatography. Your own question, St. Augustine's. The basic structure of the periodic table is its division into rows and columns. What are the respective names of the rows and columns? One attempt. Yes, Amonu.
The rows are called the periods and the columns are called the groups.
Yes. To both schools. When I come to you, I'll give you some information. You are to use the information to identify the quadrilateral. Okay, so you will identify the quadrilateral based on the information I give you. Do it in one attempt. All right, so Presbyterian boys, the diagonals are congruent and bisect at right angles. Yes, Prosper?
Square.
It's a square. St. Augustine's, with the same preamble, the quadrilateral has one diagonal as the only axis of symmetry. Yes,
Kite.
It's a kite. The next pair of questions are to be answered in one attempt. Presbyterian boys, with which of the following would you relate Cooper pairs? Your options: A, conductors, B, superconductors, or C, semiconductors. Yes, Asala?
Semiconductors.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Yes, Blankson?
Superconductors.
Superconductors. With which of the following branches of physics would you associate phonons? Your options: A, electromagnetism, B, physics of solids, or C, general relativity. Yes, Amonu?
Electromagnetism.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Yes, Frank?
Physics of solids.
That's right. What is the difference between the terms ecosystem and environment? Yes, Frank?
Ecosystem consists of living and non-living factors in which interact together to provide a stable system. But environment consists of the living and non-living things which affect an organism in its habitat.
Okay. St. Augustine's, what is the difference between a population and a community? Yes, Amonu?
A population refers to a group of organisms which are belonging to the same species, whereas a community refers to different groups of organisms belonging to different species in a particular habitat.
Okay. Presbyterian boys, distinguish between gaseous diffusion and effusion. Frank?
Gaseous diffusion refers to the tendency of gases to mix, or the movement of molecules from a higher concentration to a lower concentration until the gases are evenly distributed. But effusion refers to the movement of gases through a small hole into a vacuum.
2 out of 3. It doesn't necessarily have to be a vacuum, okay? So a process which a gas flows through a small hole in a container. You poke a hole, the gas comes out. It doesn't have to be into a vacuum, all right? Okay, that's effusion. All right. Why does the ideal gas law break down at high pressures? Yes, go ahead, Reynolds.
Madam, because at high pressures, the force of attraction between the molecules becomes significant. And also at high pressure, the volume decreases and the actual volume or the size of the molecule becomes negligible as compared to the volume of the container.
I'm not taking that. I'm passing it on for bonus. Yes, go ahead.
Madam, at high pressures, the gas occupies a smaller volume. So the mass of the molecules are considerable as compared to the volume of the whole container. So it violates the ideal gas law.
No, for a bonus. You shouldn't have talked about masses. It's not the mass. It's the volume occupied by the molecule which is important. All right? So at high pressure, the volume of the gas becomes small. Okay? When that happens, the volume of the molecule itself becomes significant in relation to the total volume of the gas. Okay, not the mass. Please be careful with your answers. Determine whether the statement is true or false. So when I get to you, I'll give you a statement. Tell me whether it's true or false. And do it in one attempt. These questions are not transferable. That means if you get it wrong, I won't transfer for bonus. Because obviously, true or false. All right. Presbyterian boys. If a parallelogram has 3 sides, then 10 is a prime number. Yes, Asala?
True.
True. An equilateral triangle is equiangular, or 6 is a prime number. Yes, Amonu?
It's false.
Oh, no. You see what logic can do for you. P or Q is true if one of P or Q is true. So as long as one of them is true, the whole thing is true. This is a strange situation, isn't it? But that's how it works. All right, that's the end of the first round.
Good morning, sir. Some okay, they make a chair mono. Sanity. Went ya, went you. Ato?
Yes, sir.
Go! Oh!
Hello there.
Ato.
My name is Candice here.
Near Dekai, Mawansan can we Easwich card. Afi, Kobibia Omedi point of sale terminal near Jumebia, and Abibia Easwich ATM, and our bank in savings and loans company be a benwo.
Mpacho transfer 250 Ghana cedis coming back to account so one way. Mpacho ni Easwich account number ni.
Nyawian on your chrono Easwich card. Sa number wo Easwich card in echipe.
Mama no sikano. For 200 cedis to your exams fee no. Na for 50 no bomb what.
So person ju sika mania and one so be ko bibia Easwich point of sale terminal wo. Ana bibia Easwich ATM wo. Obetima ju sika ne go card no so amunu mu ho a. Obetimi so agi sika every bank and our service and loans company be a ben wo. Ana omo Easwich for amomu tumi say won tue sika man kronfo. Kwaje o Easwich card sesia. Easwich e kwan pa obetimi amane sika and tentem so omamu ni nyina.
Oh, Papa, you're tough.
Easwich, easy banking for everyone.
At the end of the first round, St. Augustine's College has 16 points, Presbyterian Boys Senior High School has 18 points. The contest is too close to call at this point. We have 4 more rounds to go. Round 2. This is a round for applied science. That means the questions in this round are more applied in nature. We would like to find out how well you apply your knowledge, your very good knowledge of basic principles to explain certain everyday situations that happen around us and also in the labs. Okay? So listen to your question carefully and answer the best you can. If you answer correctly, 3 points. If your answer is incorrect, it's passed on for a bonus point. In this particular round, partial credit is very possible for partially answered questions. All right. We are going to start with a common preamble. Then I will come to you, St. Augustine's. You start first. Right? So this is our preamble to both schools. Describe the color and toxicity of the given gases. In the case of toxicity, indicate if it is very toxic, toxic, or non-toxic. Did you get that? All right. So I'll give you a gas, you tell me the color, and you indicate the toxicity. Your gas, St. Augustine's, first one, is NH3. Yes, Amonu.
NH3 is colorless and it's toxic.
All right. Presbyterian boys, your gas is CO. Yes, Frank?
CO is colorless and it's very toxic.
Okay. St. Augustine, H2S. Amonu.
It's colorless and toxic.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. It's colorless, yes, but it's very toxic. Very toxic. Now, Presbyterian boys, SO2. Yes, Frank?
SO2 is colorless and toxic.
Okay. Explain why a semiconductor with a large forbidden gap and an empty conduction band can be a good dielectric material. Yes, Amonu.
Madam, a semiconductor, when it has a large forbidden gap, it means that even when you increase temperature, the tendency of electrons to move from the valence band into the conduction band is decreased, and therefore the substance is likely to be a non-conductor. That's why it can be used as a dielectric material.
Because it increases the permeability of between the capacitors, the permittivity between the capacitors.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. A dielectric material needs to be an insulator, a very good one, okay? So if you have a very large forbidden gap, there's nothing, first of all, in the conduction band. You need to be able to move electrons from the valence band into the conduction band. And if the forbidden gap is very large, then you need a lot of energy indeed, okay? Presbyterian boys. When an intrinsic semiconductor is exposed to elevated temperatures, it becomes more capable of sustaining the flow of electric current. This is especially so for semiconductors with a small band gap. Explain how this happens. In light of what happened previously, I'm expecting a very good explanation. Yes, Asala.
When an intrinsic semiconductor is heated, the electrons gain enough energy to cross the forbidden gap into the conduction band. So when they do that, they are able to conduct electricity. It becomes a conductor.
All right. I'm going to give you an expression expressed as partial fractions. St. Augustine's, your expression is this: x minus 2 all over x plus 1.
It's 3 over x plus 1.
Okay, that's better. Your expression, Presbyterian boys: 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. Yes, Frank?
2 plus 3 over x minus 1.
Okay. If someone is bitten by a snake, would you inject the person with whole blood containing the antivenom or serum containing the antivenom? Explain the reason for your choice. Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, I'll inject the person with a serum. This is because if you inject the cold blood into the person, it can cause agglutination because they have different antigens in their blood.
Madam, and I also use a serum because the serum does not contain fibrinogen or red blood cells. Because if the red blood cells are present, some of the venom can attack the red blood cells, which when put into the person suffering from the snake bite.
2 out of 3. All right. The main problem is with the red blood cells in the whole blood. Agglutination can occur, clumping together, okay? And when this happens, that is, if you don't match the blood groups, if you use red blood cells and you don't match the blood groups, you can cause this agglutination, which can lead to the death of the person. But the problem mainly is with the red blood cells, which have certain antigens on there, and then the antibodies in the recipient's blood can cause this problem. All right. If someone is bitten by a snake, how can you determine whether the snake is poisonous or not? By an examination of the bite marks. Yes.
If you observe the snake bite and you see that there are no too large conspicuous points inside, that means that the snake is not poisonous. But when there are 2 large spots there as part of the bite marks, that's the marks of the fang of the snake. So you can see that the snake is poisonous.
So if it's not poisonous, what will you see?
You just see the teeth marks without the fangs.
Okay. A satellite dish is used in many homes to receive television signals beamed from orbiting satellites. Explain why satellite dishes have curved surfaces and indicate how far the signal receiver must be placed from the surface of the disk. I'm expecting 2 answers. Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, it's curved so as to reflect the light onto a focus, and it must be placed at the focus from the point.
Okay. Presbyterian boys, explain why an X-ray tube is evacuated and kept under vacuum. get straight to the point. Yes, Asala.
This is to make sure that the kinetic energy of the bombarding electrons are maximum. If there are atoms inside the tube, they reduce the kinetic energy of the electrons when they by collision.
That's not the main reason. I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Reynolds.
And this to decrease the pressure so that it can cause the acceleration of the X-ray particles.
No. Okay. So you have fast-moving electrons inside the tube, right? If they collide with any atoms in the tube, what happens? The atoms become ionized. Then the positively charged ions will move also very fast towards the cathode and bombard the cathode. If you continue having this kind of bombardment, you will damage the cathode and the lifespan of the tube will be decreased. This is the main reason. St. Augustine's. Find the equation of the straight line parallel to the line with equation 3x minus 2y is equal to 10 and passing through the point with coordinates 1, negative 2.
2y minus 3x plus 7 is equal to 0.
All right. Find the equation of the straight line perpendicular to the line with equation x plus 2y is equal to 1 and passing through the point with coordinates 2, 1. Yes, Asala.
2x minus y is equal to 3.
What is the pulse of a person and why is it normally taken from the wrist? So 2 answers. Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, the pulse is the rate at which blood flows in the artery, and it's measured at the rate because the hand is almost at the same level with the heart. So it means it measures directly.
Try again. For a bonus. Yes, Asala.
The pulse are the periodic surges through the arteries, and this as a result of the pumping of blood. And it's measured in the heart because the arteries are closer to the skin, so that you can feel the pressure of the...
Yes. A baby born to a rhesus-positive father and a rhesus-negative mother is likely to be born anemic but live. Subsequent babies born to the same parents, however, have lesser chances of living. Why? Asala.
The woman is rhesus negative and the man is rhesus positive. So some of the antigens of the woman will travel to the baby's blood, and this will there'll be an antigen.
For a bonus. Yes, Reynolds.
Madam, in the first case, the baby is anemic because the amount of antigens present in the woman's body is not that much. But in subsequent births, more antibodies are produced which fight against the fetus of the baby and can cause agglutination and the subsequent death of the baby.
Okay. Yes, it has to do with antibodies from the mother attacking the red blood cells of the baby. All right, that's the end of the second round. At the end of the second round, St. Augustine's College has 35 points. Presbyterian Boys Senior High School has 37 points. The contest is still very close. But before we get to round 3, I have an assignment for all of you. How many elements are there in the periodic table? And after whom is the last element in the periodic table named? Next time I will tell you the answer. Very, very interesting. So go and do the assignment. Round 3. So far, the questions you've seen have not taken too much of your time, 30 seconds at most. The question in the problem of the day is expected to engage you for a little longer time, and so from the time I ask you to begin, you have 3 minutes in which to present an answer. The problem of the day is 10 points. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. An air-filled solenoid with a circular cross-section is to be designed such that a magnetic field of 5 × 10⁻³ Tesla can be created at its center when a current of 10 amps is flowing through the coils of wire. The solenoid is to have a radius of 1 centimeter and a length of 1 meter. Assuming that the winding of the solenoid must be only 1 layer thick, calculate the total length of wire that is required to make the solenoid. Information for you. Permeability of free space is 4 pi times 10 to the negative 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. Good luck. You may begin. Contestants, please send a representative from your school to present your answer on the board. The contestants have presented their answers. Before we award them marks, let's look at the ideal solution from our consultants. The first step in solving this problem is to calculate the number of turns per unit length by using the formula for the solenoid. This is the formula. B is equal to mu naught small n multiplied by I, where B is the magnetic field, mu naught is the permeability due to free space, small n is the number of turns per unit length, and I is the current. Everything is given in the problem except for the number of turns per unit length. So we can make the small n the subject of this and then put in the values we know. So small n is equal to 5 times 10 to the negative 3 all over 4 pi times 10 to the negative 7 times 10. And the unit will be turns per meter. For getting this far, 3 points. Now for a length of 1 meter, we just have big N, which is what we have calculated, multiplied by the 1 meter. So we'll have 5 times 10 to the negative 3 over 40 pi times 10 to the negative 7 turns. That's 1 point. Okay, now we look at the geometry of the solenoid. Every turn of the coil has a length equal to the circumference of a circle. Length is therefore equal to 2 pi r. So for knowing this, 1 more point. And so this is also the length of wire that you need for a turn. So if you want to know the total length of wire you need, you have to multiply what we have calculated, the 2 pi r, by the number of turns, which we have already calculated. So we have length, total length needed to be n, big N, multiplied by 2 pi r. So 5 times 10 to the negative 3 divided by 40 pi times 10 to the negative 7, multiplied by 2 pi times 1 times 10 to the negative 2. Let's simplify. The total length will be 5 times 10 to the negative 5 divided by 20 times 10 to the negative 7. If we simplify, we get a total length of 25 meters. Now, the calculation, all the steps of the calculation for the length worth 3 points, and then the final answer worth 2 points. This is the ideal solution from our consultants. Now, our contestants. St. Augustine's, you started by giving us an equation. You decided to use big N right away, but you neglected to tell us what that was. And then you divided by the total length, so it's not clear what it is you're doing. You substituted some values, but the end result is all very confusing. I really could not figure out what you were doing. For the effort, I'll give you 1 point. Presbyterian boys, you were not challenged by our problem of the day. And I am happy to award a perfect score. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. Round 4. Most questions in this round require calculations, so you have 30 seconds in which to provide an answer. If the question does not require calculations, you have 15 seconds in which to do so. A correctly answered question fetches 3 points. A wrongly answered question is passed on for a bonus point. Good luck. Let's begin. We'll start with you, Presbyterian boys. The hypothalamus of the brain controls a number of processes in the body. Name any 3.
It regulates temperature. It regulates hunger and thirst, and also regulates the body clock or the sleep cycle.
Okay. The cerebrum controls many activities of the body. Name any 3. Yes, Amonu.
Reasoning, intelligence, and memory.
Okay. Presbyterian boys. A beam of electrons is accelerated from rest through a potential difference of 100 volts before being allowed to enter a velocity selector. The velocity selector is made up of a magnetic field and an electric field at right angles to each other. The electric field strength is 6 times 10 to the power 6 Newton per Coulomb, and the magnetic field strength is 1.0 Tesla. If the particles pass through the selector undeflected, please calculate the charge to mass ratio of the electron. Please, I need your answer in scientific notation. Asala.
1/6 times 10 to the power minus 4.
Try again.
1/6 times 10 to the power minus 5 Coulomb per kilogram.
No, for a bonus. Yes, Reynolds.
0.16 times 10 to the power negative 2 meters.
No. The right answer is 1.8 times 10 to the 11 Coulomb per kilogram. Your own question. A beam of electrons is accelerated from rest through a potential difference to reach a maximum velocity of 0.1 c, where c is the velocity of light in vacuum. Assuming that the charge to mass ratio of the electron is given by 1.8 times 10 to the 11 Coulomb per kilogram, calculate the potential difference through which the electron was accelerated. Velocity of light in vacuum c is equal to 3.0 times 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Yes, Langson.
6 times 10 to the power 3.
No, one more chance. Yes, Amonu.
1.6 times 10 to the power negative 1 volt.
No, for a bonus. Yes, Asala.
1.67 times 10 to the power minus 4 volts.
No. The right answer is 2,500 volts. 2,500 volts. If you want that in scientific notation, 2.5 times 10 to the power 3 volts. For these questions, both of these questions, you have to start from one spot. The kinetic energy, half mv squared, is equal to E times V. Okay? And so then you make whichever thing you need the subject. Okay? That's how you go about this question. I know when you go home, you can solve it very easily. The pH of a solution containing a weak acid HA and its conjugate base A minus or A negative, A minus, is related to the pKa of the weak acid by the equation. pH is equal to pKa plus log of the expression concentration of A minus divided by concentration of HA. Did you get your preamble? All right. So now, Presbyterian boys, 1 gram of NaOH is added to 250 centimeter cubed of 0.20 mole per decimeter cubed ethanoic acid, and the solution shaken until all the NaOH dissolves. What is the pH of the new solution? pKa of acid is 4.8, and then molar masses: sodium 23, oxygen 16, hydrogen 1. Yes, Frank?
3.8.
Last chance. For a bonus. Yes, Reynolds?
5.8.
Ah. You did all the 0.8s except for the right one. 4.8. With the same preamble. 0.02 moles of A minus are added to 1 decimeter cubed of 0.20 mole per decimeter cubed of HA solution, and the two mixed thoroughly. What is the pH of the new solution? pKa of HA is 5.0. Yes, Reynolds?
4.
4 is right. The derivative of the function y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c is 4x plus 2. The function has a minimum value of 1. Find the values of a, b, and c.
A is 2, B is -4. A is 2, B is 2, and C is 1.
2 out of 3. A is 2, B is 2, and C is 3 over 2, or 1.5. St. Augustine's. The volume of a cylinder of height h centimeters is given by V is equal to 2 pi h multiplied by the expression 25 minus h squared. Find the maximum volume of such a cylinder. Please leave your answer in pi. Yes, Reynolds?
30 pi.
No, try again. Yes, Amonu?
50 pi centimeter cube.
No, one more chance. For a bonus. The right answer, 500 pi over 3 root 3 cubic units. Next pair of questions to be answered in one attempt. Presbyterian boys, which of the following is not a characteristic of an epiphyte? Your options. A, it lives on a tree. It lives high on a tree. B, it cannot produce its own food. C, it has to compete for light. D, its roots may collect nutrients from dripping water. E, its root system is on the outside of the host tree. Yes, Frank?
It cannot produce its own food.
Okay. Your turn, St. Augustine's. In one attempt, which of the following is not a characteristic of a saprophyte? A, it does not have chlorophyll. B, it feeds on dead and decaying materials. C, it is heterotrophic. D, it is holophytic. E, it digests its food externally. Yes, go ahead.
It's holophytic.
All right, that's right. Presbyterian boys, an element X has atomic number 17, how many neutrons are present in each of its isotopes? And these are the isotopes: X35, X37, and X38. This means, of course, that I'm expecting 3 answers in the proper order. Okay, Prosper.
18, 20, and 21.
That's right. A nucleus of an atom with mass number 48 has 27 neutrons. 2 ions of the atom have 19 and 18 electrons. What are the charges on these 2 ions? So I'm expecting 2 answers in the proper order. Yes, Reynolds.
+2 and +3.
That's right. That's the end of the 4th round. At the end of the 4th round, St. Augustine's College has 48 points. Presbyterian Boys Senior High School has 58 points. Round 5 comes to you in 2 parts. For the first part of the round, I'm going to be giving your school statements. When you get your statement, please consider it carefully and tell me whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are not right, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to answer, in which case the statement is passed on for the possibility of the full 2 points. Good luck. Let's begin with St. Augustine's. First statement. The graph of applied voltage versus time for a discharging capacitor is a straight line. Yes, Amono?
It's false.
It's false. The compound statement, P and Q, is true whenever one of P or Q is true. Yes, Frank?
False.
False. Sickle cell anemia is a sex-linked condition. Amono?
It's false.
It's false. If the electrode potentials of Hg2 plus in equilibrium with Hg and Ag plus in equilibrium with Ag are positive 0.85 and positive 0.80 volts respectively, then Ag2 plus is a better oxidizing agent than Ag plus. Yes, Frank?
True.
Yes. If the electrode potentials of Pb2 plus in equilibrium with Pb and Cr3 plus in equilibrium with Cr are negative 0.1 and negative 0.7 volts respectively, then Pb is a beta reducing agent. Amono?
It's false.
It's false. In a cathode ray oscilloscope, the electron beam is focused by means of an electric field. Yes, Frank?
False.
Oh, no. If 2 pentagons are equiangular, then they are similar. Amono?
It's true.
Yes. Universal recipients of blood have no antigens on their red blood cells. Yes, Frank?
False.
Yes. The legs of insects and mammals are an example of convergent evolution. Yes, Amono?
It's true.
Yes. Generally, the rates of chemical reactions double for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. Yes, Frank?
True.
Yes. The time constant of a capacitor does not depend on the applied voltage. Amono?
It's true.
It's true. 25x squared minus 49y squared is equal to 2 terms multiplying 5x minus 7y and 5x plus 7y. Yes, Frank?
True.
Yes. A rotation is a rigid body motion. Yes, Amonu?
It's true.
Yes. A gene that suppresses the effects of another gene is called the hypostatic gene.
False.
False. The half-life of a second-order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant.
It's true. Madam, it's true.
False.
False. The wires used in a thermocouple are made of the same metal. False. The second part of round 5. For this part of the round, I'm going to ask you to solve riddles. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. If you solve it on the second clue, 4 points. If you solve it on the third or any clue after that, 3 points. In order to solve a riddle, you have to draw my attention. You do so by ringing your bell. May I hear your bell, St. Augustine's? Thank you. And yours, Presbyterian Boys. Thank you. When you ring your bell, it means you have an answer ready. You are competing for time. I will not wait for a response. First riddle. I was present at the birth of the universe. Since then, I have shown time which way to flow. By watching which way I go myself, you can tell which event occurred before the other. Where would hell be without me? Humanity loves me because I can do work, but dislikes me because I prevent full efficiency. When I'm around, molecules increase their speed. So who am I? Yes.
Heat energy.
Heat. I am a number. In a sense, I could also be a hypothetical or real charge. Go ahead.
Oxidation number.
Yes. They solved it on the second clue, 4 points. I am a solid geometrical figure. I have a center of symmetry. I have rotational symmetry about any line through the center of symmetry. Go ahead.
A sphere.
I am an organ found in some plants. I am very protective. I have a lot of siblings who are pigmented. Unlike my siblings who are in love with the color green, I'm not. The first part of my name suggests that I am associated with weights. You can find me in bulbs and rhizomes. In bulbs, I can be easily...
Scale leaf.
Scale leaf.
Good morning, class. Good morning, sir. You remember what I told you about the exams?
No fees, no exam.
That's right. No fees, no exam. Ato?
Yes, sir.
Out.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, Ato.
Can you please send me the money in 30 minutes?
Yes.
Absolutely. First, get your eSwitch card. Then, go to any eSwitch merchant, eSwitch ATMs, bank or savings and loans company nationwide.
Please transfer 250 Ghana cedis to my son Ato's account. This is his eSwitch number.
All you need is the recipient's eSwitch card number printed on the reverse side of the card.
I've sent you the money. Use 200 for your exams fee and 50 for your provisions, okay?
To receive the money, go to any EaseRich point of sale terminal or ATM and load the money on your card, or draw the cash from a bank or savings and loans company or EaseRich merchant. Get an EaseRich card now and enjoy a safer, faster and more convenient means of transferring your money nationwide.
Oh, your puppy day.
EaseRich, easy banking for everyone.
At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. St. Augustine's College, Cape Coast, 65 points. Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon, 83 points. St. Augustine's College, today wasn't it. But prepare yourselves because you still have a chance to be in the third place. Okay, all the best with your preparations. I shall look forward to seeing you. Presbyterian boys, congratulations on winning the contest. You have the finals left. All the best with your preparations. I shall look forward to seeing you. All the best. Viewers, this has been another very, very good contest. But we are done with it, but not yet done with the whole of the competition. We have another semi-final contest left to bring you. That will be next time when we are here with Achimota School and Anglican Senior High School, Kumasi. I'm expecting another good semi-final contest, so make your plans to be with us. For now, see you.